December 31st, 1984, LeBron James was born in the inner city of Akron, Ohio, where his mother Gloria James raised him as a single parent all his childhood, and from the ages of 5 to 8, they moved around from home to home 12 times and struggled to do so. At a young age, LeBron showed a natural athletic ability in sports and grew to be 6 feet tall in the 8th grade. He attended the school St. Vincent St. Mary High School and excelled in both the sports, football and basketball. In his first season of football, he had 19 touchdowns while playing the wide receiver position and averaged 19 points per game in his freshman basketball season, while also at the same time having an undefeated season and having a state championship to go with. In his following season, he had 25 points per game and was in Sports Illustrated and had the sports media calling him the next Michael Jordan. While having all this success, at the same time, he was also selected to be the Gatorade Player of the Year and was selected to be in the first team All-American game. And while having all this success in high school, he started to lack focus in school because of his mother's work schedule. In 2003, he declared for the NBA draft and was the first pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and in his NBA debut had 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 6 steals. In that same rookie season, he was elected to be the Rookie of the Year award and was the youngest player in NBA history to score 50 points in the NBA game. He also won the All-Star Game MVP award and led the Cavs to their first playoff appearance in 8 years. In that same season, he led them to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they played against the Detroit Pistons and beat them, and made it to the NBA Finals, where they played the San Antonio Spurs and lost in 4 games. And even though they lost in 4 games, they were swept. He showed a lot of promise at that young age that he can bring victory to a team. In 2008, he was elected to be on the Olympic team in Beijing and played along players like Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, and Dwight Howard, and other NBA All-Stars that played in the NBA. Then in 2009, he thought it was best for him to become a free agent and take his talent somewhere else, and that somewhere else was in Miami, where he played alongside Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And with making that decision, he received a lot of slander in making that move, being called soft and unloyal, but he knew that in that moment it was the right decision for him. In that first season with playing with the Heat, they made a championship run and going into the NBA Finals and played against the Dallas Mavericks and losing to them. No one expected that from LeBron, and no one expected him to only average 18 points, but he knew that next season he had to come harder than ever. In the next season, they made it to the playoffs, and he averaged 30 points and made it to the NBA Finals and played against the Oklahoma City Thunder and beat them in 5 games in 2012. And then in the next season, they set a franchise record for the Heat and winning 66 games and 16 losses, while also having a career high in points, 61 points in 1 game. And then in 2013, they won the NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs. In 2012, he was elected again to be on the Olympic team in London, playing alongside Kobe Bryant, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Anthony Davis, and other NBA players. In 2014, he became a free agent again and took his talents back home to the Cleveland Cavaliers and played alongside Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. They signed a 2-year contract. He made it to the NBA Finals with his first season with the Cavs and played against the Warriors and lost in 6 games while averaging 36 points per game. In 2015, he thought it was smart to take his talent to the theater and starred in the movie Trainwreck. Then in 2016, he made it to the finals again, going against the Warriors, and he averaged 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. And he also became the 3rd player in NBA history to achieve a triple-double in the NBA Finals. In 2019, he went to the LA Lakers and won his 4th championship against the Miami Heat with Anthony Davis in 2020. He passed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list, scoring 33,644 points. Right now, LeBron is married to Savannah James and has 3 children: LeBron James Jr., which is nicknamed Bronny, Bryce, and Zero. Right now, LeBron does charity work with his mother and has a foundation called the LeBron James Family Foundation. That foundation does a lot with That foundation does a lot with kids in school and the Akron community, where he's from. Overall, LeBron has had a hard upbringing, but with his God-given athletic ability and talent in basketball, he's able to give himself and his family a good life, and is arguably now the best player to ever play basketball.